Start. There we go. Okay. Kia ora, tēnā koutou, haere mai, and welcome back once again to the Infinite Ocean Museum, and yet another episode of Tales from the Adventurers Guild. Last time, Diacrus and his companion Ricklin explored the Misty Forest, coming across the dragon Rhinovrax, a young black dragon, who had within his hoard the gauntlet of Tuir Stonebeard, which is what Diacrus had been in the area to search for. Quickly dispatching the dragon, they looted the hoard, acquired the gauntlet, which is said to have special properties when attacking goblins and the like. After that, they moved on to the blacksmith forge further up around the forest. Informed the blacksmiths there that the druids were unhappy with them cutting down the trees, and left it at that. They took a long rest in the forest to begin their travels back to Daggerford in the morning. And so that is where we will return to the story today. So we will begin with some rolling of some dice to determine what is going to happen on the road back. So that is encounters is 2, so there's 2 encounters, and I think, yes, it's a d20. So let me just, oops, nope, too many buttons. There we go. There we are. So, Misty Forest to Daggerford. 2 encounters because it is 2 days. I assume that is, sorry, one moment. Let me have a look. We go all the way up here. Ah, I see, that is correct. Okay, so we have a 5 and a 7. So on the first day of travel, our intrepid adventurer is set upon by a handful of kobolds. And in fact, he is set upon by a handful of kobolds on the second day as well. So I think we will... It'll be 2 waves, but we'll combine them into one encounter just to save us some time. So let us have some environmental effect. Ah, come on. And where's the random encounter? Doesn't matter. It does not matter. So 3 kobold. Let's put out some forest-like stickers. We'll have one there. A rocky outcropping over here. That'll do nicely. And that over there. And a large tree in the center where the kobolds have ambushed from. Around the campfire. So there appears to be a small campfire that had been set up previously. And 3 kobolds jump out from behind the bushes and the trees nearby to ambush our intrepid adventurer and his companion. I'm sure there's another kobold in here somewhere. I seem to be missing a kobold. Oh well. We will go with a snake. Why not? So, oops. He will come out. Diacrus will have come to investigate the scene before being ambushed. Come on. There we go. So he will be about here. One kobold's going to jump out here. And another kobold will jump out from here. Let me find Ricklin once more. Oh dear. And where's Ricklin? There we go. That was the one I was using. Yes. Excellent. And so with that, we are ready. So let's have some initiative. We will go with the 3 blues for the kobolds. We've got 1, 2, and 3. Excellent. 1, 2, 3. Red for Ricklin, and the sparkly one for you. And we need a D4 to determine that. Okay. So, that looks very good. Whoops. Okay. combat sheet. Times 2. Are these just... These are the normal ones. Are there random ones, or do I just use standard kobolds? Yes. Okay, well, that's fun. Some kobolds then. I do so hope that they are... I was unprepared for this. Though that appears to be a standard for me at this point. Are there kobolds in here? Okay. Probably not. Creatures. Okay. Oh, no. Nope, these are just monsters. There are no creatures. Okay, well, no. Okay. Fine, very well, very well. Kobold. There we go. There we are. Kobolds. So 3 of these. We'll say because of their sunlight sensitivity that they have attacked at dusk. So, pack tactics, wonderful. Okay. They have +2 to their dexterity, so that is 14, 21. What did I say? 1, 2, 3. So, K1, 14, K2, 21, K3 is 17. And then Diacris got a natural 1 for a total of 5. And Ricklin got a 16, and his dexterity is +4, so that is 20. So, let's see here. Cobalt 2's going first, followed by Ricklin. Then the third Cobalt. Then the fourth. The last one, and finally Diacris. Okay. So, with that, we shall begin. Up first, this kobold will... Let's see. Will he attack Diacris, or will he attack Ricklin? 1 to 4 is Diacris. On a 4, they attack Ricklin. So, he slings out a stone. This one. And that was cocked. There we go. What does he have to hit? +4, 16. I believe that will miss. As Diacris just nimbly dodges out of the way. That is everything. It will move behind the tree. And with that, the Ricklin will go. So, Ricklin is going to come up to this one here and attempt to stab it with his short sword. And that is a 19 on the dice. So that is, you know what? I don't even need to determine the damage. Short sword is 1d6 plus 4. These have 5 hit points. So he comes up, stabs that thing, and it is gone. I will use its token, whoopsies, for that one. Come on. There we go. So, that is Ricklin's turn. It is now Kobold 3, who is gone. And Kobold 1 will go now. So, again, Diacrus looks like an easy mark, having no armor. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. That went on a bit of a trip, however. A 17 plus 4 with his dagger. That will hit. So, that is 1d4 plus 2. Diacrus is going to, however, use his reaction to reduce it. So that is 6 damage. I believe Diacrus can't help but reduce this down to 0. And with a 10 on the dice, he most certainly will. And redirect it to the Kobold. So a dexterity saving throw for him. Natural 1, he is going to fail. That is 2 rolls of this, plus some dexterity. It is going to be enough. That is that Kobold gone. And it is now Diacrus's turn. So Diacrus is going to 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Run round here. And he is going to make 3 attacks. If one of these hit, I don't think there is any reason that he wouldn't kill a kobold. His unarmed is a plus 4, so... Oh dear. However, an 8 plus 7, that will hit. Their AC is 12. Yep. So, any one of those strikes, we'll say it was one of the unarmed attacks, just because he can see that these creatures aren't exactly the skilled warriors that he has been dealing with recently. So he just swings with the mace to make an opening, an opportunity to punch the creature in the gut, and instantly killing it. So with that, we will run the next encounter, where Diacrus has just about reached Daggerford at this point. And in an open field, he is set upon by some more kobolds. They seem to be rather prolific in this area. You know what? We'll say that there's a small ruin area in the center. And what else do I have that would look good? You know what? This. So there's a small ruined area and what looks like a group of merchants of some description that have been attacked. And killed by these kobolds. As Diacrus approaches the area, 3 more kobolds are attacking. And we shall roll some more dice. That is caught. Okay. I am going to say, for simplicity, that the 3 kobolds all go at the same time first, followed by Recklin and then Diacrus. So, what speed do they have? 30 feet. 5, 10, 15, 25, 30. No ability to... No? Okay. So, this one, yes, is going to run up. In fact, who is he going to attack first? Diacrus. Excellent. He's going to run up, avoiding the other one. He doesn't want to get surrounded. That's their tactic, not anyone else's. And he is going to... So, in fact, the first kobold is going to try and intimidate, shouting out in Draconic, noticing that Diacrus is a Dragonborn. He is going to shout out, "Look at what we've done! We will kill you as well, and steal all your things!" Yeah. In fact, with a high wisdom, insight even, +7, 13. Let's see. Yes. Diacrus doesn't believe them. I mean, certainly. It looks like they can handle a few commoners, but they have no idea what they are dealing with here with Diacrus. So that will be his action. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yep, he will move up to there, and that will be his turn. This one, the second one, will come up and attack with a dagger for a natural 1. As the first one calls out, trying to threaten Diacrus and mention how incredibly powerful they are, the second one sort of looks over at him confused and is like, but we got the drop on them. What are you talking about? We're not that strong. And in his confusion, misses the attack completely. Also noticing that Diacrus is very much nonplussed. The third one, what's the range on a sling? 30. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Goes for Diacrus as well. That is just going to miss with a 17, as Diocrus nimbly deflects the stone away that he's picked up from the gravel in front. The kobold picked up. And with that, Ricklin, yep, is going to come up to this kobold here, figuring Diocrus has the other one well in hand, and make an attack. That is very much going to hit, and whatever damage he can do is enough to deal with that kobold. Diocrus is going to shift around here, attack as well. That was cocked, and that will hit, taking out the other kobold. He will move over to this kobold, and let me see, there are some rules around the random encounters. D100 plus threat. So I'm going to use these. I'm going to give it disadvantage or advantage, whatever, so that it's more likely to get the upper numbers of this D100. How do I determine the threat points? Every time you or an ally wounds a monster, add 5, add your threat points. Okay. Well, that's 10. It's still going to give him disadvantage because they are very skittish creatures. So let's see. We've got a 58 and a 51. Sure. So, seeing his allies taken out very quickly, this one maybe feeling a little overconfident at taking out 3 commoners, decides that there was just luck. It was just luck. And he's going to stay. He's going to stay. But Diocrus is going to try and intimidate the kobold. And with a natural 1, he doesn't believe him. It was all luck. It was luck, I tell you, luck. You can't possibly have got rid of us. We are the most powerful creatures. And with that, it is his turn. So he will... Who will he attack? Diocrus. As Diocrus is the one that threatened him, he's going to come around this way. Again, doesn't want to get surrounded. They aren't completely stupid creatures. You know, they do have an okay intelligence. Maybe not so okay, but still, that's their tactic. They would know to not put your back to an enemy, and with that, he will try to attack Diocrus. And will hit. So, with his dagger, that is 1d4. 3 plus 2, 5 damage. Diocrus will, however, reduce that down to nothing. Redirect the attack. As the kobold hits, notices that Diacrus grabs the blade, pushes it off to one side, and starts pushing it towards the kobold. He's going to try and run, moving that way. However, a 13 will not pass the DC, and Diacrus just moves instantly around to the other side and hits them for, you know what, let's see how much damage this will be. 6th, and really need to write it down. Did I write it down? Yeah. Oh, it's D10? No, that 2d6 plus dexterity. So that is 6 and 4, 10 damage. Absolutely obliterating the kobold, pushing him into the rubble. And that is the combat. So we return now to Daggerford. Let me just bring that back up so I can see. Cool. So we now return to Daggerford, having had an eventful trip to the city, but nothing that a pair of experienced adventurers can't deal with. They arrive back at Daggerford, and having explored most of the area, there's one place that they haven't been to yet, which is the Ducal Castle. So So there are guards standing outside. There's no getting through here, that much is certain. The guards are well armed, certainly not scrawny goblin skirmishers. They look seasoned. You will have to find another way in. Okay. So, seeing the guards posted there still, Diacrus, once you are out of sight of the orc sentries once again, you move closer to the wall and begin tracing your way south, searching for the opening that you entered previously. Sure enough, about halfway down the south wall, you see it. A human-sized hole at the base of the wall. Marks on the ground, as before, show that this area has seen a bit of traffic. Kronvikor's soldiers are either still unaware or unconcerned that this hole in the wall could pose any threat to them. Otherwise, you surmise that they would have repaired it. We go through the wall and do map C. So, we'll make our way to the Ducal Castle itself. So let us have some stealth rolls. In fact, no, Diacrus will recall that there were some horses in the stable. So we will make a stealth check, but he will go to the stable first. And I will say we'll take the average. So that is 2 on the dice for Diacrus. Whoopsies. 18 on the dice for, where has it gone? There, for Ricklin. And Ricklin has a +7 to his stealth. Diacrus has a +4. So that is 20, 27, 31. Divided by 2 is 15, we'll say. The DC was 10, so that is enough. A few times Diacrus stumbles on a rock or snaps a twig, but between the two of them, they manage to avoid detection. And with that, they arrive at the stables. And the horses recognize Diacrus. In fact, we did have an inspiration point now. We'll use that later. Must remember that he has that. We're doing something. So he will free these beasts. Let's see. And 353. There we go. So we will do that. Where are they? So, working quickly, you and Ricklin move from stable to stable. First of all, filling their feed troughs once again, so the hungry beasts can have something to eat, before helping you with your mischievous plan. Once that is done, you move from horse to horse, unhitching them from their tethers and opening the gates to each animal's pen. Then, moving outside and checking the coast is clear, you throw open the stable doors and get quickly away from this area. Watching from a little way off, you are delighted to see the horses bolt from their stables and run loose in the compound. It doesn't take long before Kron's men are everywhere, trying to contain the beasts. From now on, when rolling stealth checks at the beginning of each location, make the check with advantage due to the diversion. Also take a point of inspiration. Fine. Here's a point of inspiration. So, with that, we will now move to the Ducal Castle, as that was the last place. And we will have advantage for both Diacrus and Ricklin. That is a natural 20 for Diacrus, and I'll go with the 11, and 18 for... 18? Yes, 18 for Ricklin. So, excellent. Incredibly stealthy. No one seems to notice. On their way over, they jump between the horses as cover. You know, your typical hide between a cart and the enemy so that they don't see you sort of situation, and arrive without any issue whatsoever at the Ducal Castle. So, once again, the magnificent castle of the Duke of Daggerford rears up before you, and you are temporarily awestruck. You don't see buildings of such grandeur every day, panelled with dark timber and trimmed with white paint. This structure is somewhere between a manor and a castle. The front door is shut, and you suspect that there may be many of Kron's soldiers inside, possibly even Kron himself. You realize that the drumming you have been hearing ever since you arrived in Daggerford is now louder than ever. Surely those infernal drums are somewhere around here. It would be good to put a stop to those once and for all. So, let us investigate the exterior of this building for starters. 242. You move from tree to tree and use as much cover as is available in the grounds of the ducal castle. You move to the north side of the building, and there you see him, or rather them, clustered around two huge drums. Several goblins are carousing, drinking out of leather wineskins, and dancing as a large burly orc beats on two huge drums. This is the source of the relentless booming noise that has been echoing throughout Daggerford. The corpses of several soldiers, dressed in the livery of Daggerford Guard, lie dead, half-orcs amongst them. It seems Kron's forces show no discrimination when it comes to their slaughter. They currently haven't seen you, absorbed as they are in their madcap dance of mayhem. Well, it is probably a good option to attack them. So 26. We will go there. 26. So we go to the Goblin Drum Party combat sheet. This is Goblin Drum Party map. Let's find that first of all. Oh, I should be able to. Goblin. Where is it? Patrol. Drum Party. There we are. It is that one, so I'm going to need to zoom well in. Wish they'd made these maps the same size. That would have been useful. Anyway, oh dear. There we are. So, very much like this, we will set it up. There we go. So, we can, you know what, we can leave those there. There is that here with an orc. There you go. Orc can be number 1. I still don't have any goblins, so goblins are going to have to be kobolds for this. Come along. Fine. I will fold another one. And in you go. There. So he is there. And we also have 3 kobolds, 3 goblins. So again, that isn't really working. Oh, I suppose I can use that to make it work. All right. So they are there, there, and you are there. So they are crowded around the fire. The big orc there drumming. And we have a large tree structure right behind them. It's a good thing I have all of these. It takes a 3x3. No, you know what? That is big enough. There we go. 3x3. So that is there. There's a smaller one there. That will do nicely. There's some over there, some over here, and a few over about here. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. 1, 2, 3, 6, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. So that will do. We are down here. And that will do. We'll put another one, oh dear, over sort of there. Excellent. Okay, so Diacrus and Ricklin have yet to be noticed by these creatures. Roll initiative. Golden step. 2 pages back. 1, 2. Okay, those ones. Which you know, we'll do that. Go there. There. And there. There we go. So goblins there. And the war drummer here. Orc war drummer. Wonderful. Okay. So all right. So we will go with, let's see. My big dice won't fit down there, so we will go with the skull for the drummer, the orc. Blue for 2, because it rhymes. Green for 3. And what else have I got? I suppose critical roll for 4. Okay, so that's them. Red for Ricklin and the fancy one for Diacrus. So let's see what initiative these guys get. Okay. So we have the orc drummer has +2. So he gets a 19. Blue for 2, so he gets 4. G2, 4, actually. Yes, +2, wonderful. Green for 3 is a 9. And 4 is a 15. Okay. Diacrus and Ricklin now. Sure. Ricklin gets an 18, 22. And Diacrus gets a measly 9. However, with his better dex, he will go before the goblin. Okay, so let me just rearrange these. So up first is Ricklin, followed by the Orc Drummer, followed by the Goblin, then Diacrus and the Goblin, and the last Goblin. So with that, yeah, and they don't win initiative, barely, so they will. Oops, apologies. There we go. We will move out of cover. Let's see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay. Yes, so Ricklin will use his bonus action after he is attacked. So he will come up to here first. Attack the third one. Oops. And with his short bow, which has a reach of 80. Excellent. Now that is 15 plus numbers. That will definitely hit. For 1d6. They are on my lap. That is 6 plus 7, 13 piercing damage. And that is enough to take out the first goblin. Ricklin will then come up to here and hide as a bonus action. Oh, that is very much cocked. That will not suffice. 11 and 7, 18. So what would their passives be? 9 for you, 11 for you. Yep. He feels very well hidden with that. Next up, it is the Orc Drummer's turn. Bonus action, can move to a creature it can see. Start its turn within 60 feet of the Orc and hear the Orc. So actions. One ally within 60 feet. The target gains advantage until the start of its next turn. Maneuver allies. Up to 4 allies within 60 feet that can hear can use their reaction. That sounds like a perfect thing for the Orc Drummer to do. So, let me just read the rest. When goblins move, when goblin moves, it will use the hide as bonus action. If it is in melee on its turn, it attacks with a scimitar and then disengages. If they are within 15 feet, the Orc uses Insight. They use their short bows unless they yep, okay, maneuver. So, they will use their reaction to move up to half their speed. Okay. Let me just see if they notice. So we have those two. Let me just quick perception from any of them. No, none of them see. None of them see him. So he will maneuver 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. to try and get a bead on Diacrys. I'm going to say Diacrys currently has part cover though. So that will be his action. Bonus action, aggressive, can move up to its speed, which is 30 feet. 15, 20, 25, 30. That's not going to, no. So that will be his turn. An ally, so it is now this goblin's turn. He gets advantage on ability checks and saving throws. Oh, he should have had advantage too. Nope. Definitely doesn't see, but can just make out probably Diacrys, so he's going to come 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to give Diacrys partial cover through these bushes, which is, I'll say half cover, so that's +5. This is roll for 4, and the short bow is a d6. Let me find the appropriate d6. That one will do. That won't hit. You only have a +4. So nope, that just misses, getting tangled in the bush that Diacrys is behind. Bonus action, actually, bonus action. He will have positioned himself in such a way that he can hide. That is very good. 19 plus 6, 25. So with that, he feels well hidden in the bush there. It is now Diacrys' turn. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Not being able to see him, 35, 40. Bonus action, dash. In fact, he will go for the big orc. 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. There we go. So, with that, he will make his 2 attacks with the mace, and +4, I think. I do hope I wrote it down. I remember it adds a d4. I'm pretty sure. Oh dear, it appears I did not write it down. No, I will have to find it. But I'm pretty sure it adds a d4 to goblins and orcs. So that is 1d8 because of a monkness. 2d6 and 1d4. Where are they? Here. Oh dear. So that one is cocked. Oh yes. So first attack. That is the dice for the first attack. 8 and 7 is 15. Does a 15 hit? It does. 14 AC on the orc drummer. War drummer even. So that is 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 damage on the dice, +4. 8 and 4 is 12. The orc drummer takes 12 damage. Wonderful. That is his first attack. Second attack. That will definitely hit 16. 8, 10, 14. So another 14 damage. It's 26. That is exactly enough to take out the Orc Drummer. So that is Diacris's turn. It is now... Where'd the third one go? Oh, that's right, the third one got taken out. So that is now this one's turn. Well, he will 5, 10, 15. Before he goes, he will try to hit. This is blue for 2. There you are. And it will do 1d6. Yep. 10 plus 4 will not hit. Whoop. Oh dear. Bonus action hide. He thinks he is very well hidden. And that is now Ricklin's turn. Where's my pen? There. So we have 4 and 2. Yes. Ricklin will come out of hiding, or make an attack from hiding, which will give him his sneak attack at least. In fact, it's just out of curiosity. See what random things. 33. Where were those randoms? Oh dear. Random encounters. 33. Yes. Yep. Very good. Nope. Okay. So 2 attacks. Oh, sorry, 1 attack. Advantage because he is hidden. Certainly. Why not? This is my game. Both of those are cocked on each other. It was cocked. This is not going well. Come on, uncock. Oh, same numbers. Wonderful. So, 14. Does that hit the goblins? This is a very good question. Let me find the goblins again. There we are. 14 will not hit. They have an AC of 15. So, that just misses. Ricklin will 5, 10, 15, 20, and hide. Yep, a very good hide at 23. So, Ricklin's turn. Goblin 4. Attacks Diacris, having taken out the leader. A short bow attack. Roll for 4. That is going to miss. In fact, I will give him advantage. Ah, that is better. So he was very well hidden. So he pops out of hiding and hits for a 19. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yep, that will do. Pops out of hiding. 4 plus 2, 6. Diacris is very much going to reduce that down to nothing, redirect the attack, which will use a focus point. Just check I'm on the right layer. Yes. Using a focus point, redirect it back to the goblin. Yes, goblin this time. Dexterity saving throw is enough to pass. So do they take half damage or do they take no damage? Deflect. 60 feet, even better. Two rolls. They take no damage. If it was total range, the creature must succeed on a dex save or take damage equal to 2 rolls. Okay. So, that is going to be, so he'll shift around. In fact, having not seen where the other one went, he will shift over to here and hide again as a bonus action. 21, that is very good. That is his turn. Diacrus. Well, Diacrus doesn't see anyone, so he will attempt to find and can't see anything. So he will take the dodge action. Yep. He will position himself in such a way that he is a good target, but take the dodge action. And now the blue for 2 will pop out, trying to hit him. He will have disadvantage and advantage, so just normal, and miss very definitely. And he will shift over that way and try to hide again. 23, that is very good. Ricklin will try to find someone to hit. Do these goblins do anything else other than hide? Probably not. That is what goblins are good at. Moves. It will use hide as a bonus action. If it's in range. If it's in melee, it does that. Otherwise, that. In there, 15 feet. Yep, you can't do that. Once you're out of cover, move beyond 30 feet away from you on its turn. It will. Oh, and then attack with its short bow. Excellent. Okay. Ricklin, try and find one of these creatures. 15 perception plus 8, 23. Yep, he sees both of them just. So he comes out and attacks. D6. I will say he gets a sneak attack for being hidden, but not advantage. And he will go for this one, the 4th one. And that will very much hit for enough to kill a goblin quite easily. 4 and 7. Yep. Very easily kills that goblin. Bonus action, hide again. Not as good this time, though. A 9 and 7, 16. Nothing to be sneezed at. Ricklin, that goblin is gone. It is now Diacrus's turn. He will attempt again to find. However, his perception is not high enough. Nope, that is only a 16. So he does not see the goblin. He will... he does barely see Ricklin, so he will shift to here to try and distract. Knowing that the goblin is somewhere in this direction, try and distract from Ricklin himself. Goblin's turn. He will pop out of hiding. Attack. Oh, and actually, there we are. Disadvantage, of course, with advantage from being hidden, because defending himself. And I believe a 14 will miss. And he will move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Try and run away this time. And Diacrus, in fact, nimble escape. Can he disengage or hide? He will attempt to hide. There are plenty of bushes around, I just haven't placed any. Okay, so that is an 18. Rickland's turn. See if we can find perception. Yep. Clambers through the bushes and will absolutely decimate the goblin. So with that, 119. There we go. Party combat sheet 119. So with that, combat is concluded. The goblins, including the war drummer, lie dead before you. And finally, the incessant drumming has stopped. Perhaps now the residents of Daggerfoot, those who still remain here anyway, can find some peace. Or perhaps this war drummer will simply be replaced by another. As this possibility dawns on you, your gaze settles on the drums. If you cannot bring yourself to do this, no. We will destroy the drums. 98. Taking your weapon, or whatever you have to hand, you vent your rage on the drums that have pounded incessantly ever since you arrived in Daggerfoot. Soon the drumskins are in tatters. For good measure, you push the damn things into the goblins' fire and watch them burn. Normally, you wouldn't deliberately destroy something like a musical instrument, but these have been a source of misery for you and all the remaining inhabitants of Daggerfoot. And you are glad to see them consumed by the flames. Now you may either continue around the back of the house, going to entry 123, or choose to return to the Ducal Castle. So 123, we will start there. Oops. Yes, we will start there next week, as it is getting late. And I do so hope you have enjoyed the session. It was very combat intensive, but that does make up for other sessions that are more wordy. So with that, thank you once again. Please do check out the wonderful artisans over at Czepeku, who created this and many other backgrounds, animated and unanimated, as well as many battle maps. Plenty of things to enhance your game should you begin your own adventures. And perhaps we at the Infinite Ocean Museum will hear of these adventures of yours, and they will become the next tale from the Adventurers Guild. Thank you once again, and we will see you next week.